Oracle laid out 30,000 employees recently. How about Amazon Web Services? And how about like Meta? But we have 16 companies among the top 100. Korea IC design industry only 1/10 of Taiwan. Not Taiwanese people smarter than Korean. It's about a downstream industry. Hello, good morning, Mr. Lee, 부회장님, FKI, and two panelists, speakers on the stage. It's my great honor to be invited by iDaily again to come to Asia, to come to Seoul. 40 years ago, I went back to Taiwan. Government recruited me as an industry analyst. So I'm one of the industry analysts about Taiwan's strategy. And 86, I was assigned to Hsinchu Science Park to plan for the park about the industry development policy. 40 years ago, Korea and Taiwan, we had diplomatic relationships. Two governments need a bridge to talk to each other. I was a bridge because I speak Korean a little bit. 안녕하세요. 한국에서 2년 동안 있었어요. 그래서 한국말을 조금 할 수가 있어요. 그렇기 때문에 한국 신문도 보고 한국의 친구도 많고 한국 친구한테 한국말 많이 배웠어요. 하지만 대만에 살아간 후에 한국말을 말하는 기회가 거의 없으니까 서툴게 되겠어요. 그래서 오늘 영어로 특강해 드리겠습니다. When I'm back to Taiwan, government recruited me as an industry analyst and they try to build a better relationship with Taiwan and Korea. So my first job is analysis between Taiwan and Korea. So I'm not a normal Taiwanese people. I speak Korean, as I say. Even in Taiwan, someone say I'm the best Korean expert in Taiwan. Do you believe? Maybe, because I'm in charge. Later, I become the boss of the think tank. I work in 1990s. Then 1998, Digitimes founded. Actually, my company co-invested by 40 industry leaders, includes the chairman of TSMC, chairman of Asia Group, MyTech Group, UMC, Mequonics, Foxconn, as well. So I have the industry background. So Digitimes looks like media, but actually we are not media simply. We publish 120 articles normally about daily, and we focus on ICT supply chain. I talk to my special assistant. I talk to her. Every time when I visit Silicon Valley, I found most of the people working in Silicon Valley, they didn't know what is supply chain. They may knew something about AI, big data, quantum, but they didn't know who produced multiple rack, server system, cooling system for NVIDIA, AMD, Broadcom as well. So I try to give you a different perspective about AI in the future, especially cooperation and competition between Taiwan and Korea. So think about Taiwan and Korea, what is the real status? Let me explain to you. Today, your total GDP was about $1.8 trillion last year, and Taiwan is 920 billion because your population is 2.2 times of Taiwan. But can you believe our GDP growth last year was 8.6%, compared with Korea's 1%, but we all have the problem about the low birth rate, even less than 0.9%. But how about the GDP per capita? We are 3,000 ahead of Korea, but once you arrive, Yoido, you can find many good buildings, good parks. And even I talked to Mr. Kim, 부회장님. I say last year, I was invited by your Congress, deliver 2-hour speech over there. And before I deliver speech, I go abroad, I went to your different provinces, 8 provinces. I'm not a normal guy of Taiwanese people, but I'd like to let you know more details about the competition or cooperation possibility in the future. Maybe most of you didn't know, Korea enjoyed $37 billion trading surplus when they deal with Taiwan. it's about Mr. Kim. It's about your HBM. Because we import a lot HBM. But maybe you didn't know, more than 90% of the AI servers we're using today in America, they produce by Taiwanese company. More than 90%. I mean, 67% from Mexico, 26% from Taiwan. But if you combine together, our percentage higher than 90%. It's also think about the advanced chips by TSMC. That's why, because we are not only for foundry, but also for advanced packaging and testing. That's why we need HBM. So believe me, we have a great cooperation, but also about the foreign currency reservation. You know, you have 422 billion, but Taiwan has 600 about billion US dollars. But how about the external debt? We almost know. 220 is about the operation. So maybe you didn't know. Korea looks at appearance much better than Taiwan. But IMF says last week, year 2031, Taiwan GDP per capita will reach to 56,000 US dollars, 10,000 ahead of Korea. Do you believe? I'm not sure. But it's about AI again. Your government just announced 1.7% growth rate GDP first quarter this year. And Taiwan believe our growth rate will be higher than 7% this year again. But we're all supported by AI. But your AI is about two companies only, mostly. I can say SK Hynix and Samsung. But in Taiwan today, we have 1,051 listed electronic companies. And among the top 100 semiconductor companies, 16 from Taiwan, 3 from Korea. Korean companies contribute 9.9%. Last week, I checked before. And Taiwan contributes 14.1%. But we have 16 companies among the top 100. So our structure is different. And also, maybe you are not happy about that. Korea IC design industry only 1/10 of Taiwan. Not Taiwanese people smarter than Korean. It's about a downstream industry. You know, EMS companies, top 20. I mean, Foxconn, Wistron, Pegatron, Quanta. Taiwan, top 8 among the top 20. They contribute 71% of the total EMS top 20 in the first quarter 2026. So our policy, strategy, and the ecosystem is totally different from Korea. So it looks like we are similar, but we are different. So 4 months ago, I was invited by Spanish government to Madrid to discuss with them in the summit of European semiconductor industry. And we share what's different between Korea and Taiwan. Your industry cluster is totally different from Taiwan, such as Samsung stay in Suwon, and you have a campus like Kiheng and Hwaseong. And SK Hynix is also in Eaton, as I know. So vertical city, efficiency-wise, you are very good, no doubt. There is a good approach. But in Taiwan, as I mentioned, we have 1,000, even more, listed electronic companies. And 90%, they locate in Hsinchu and the Taipei area, 1 hour distance. You know, can you believe Digitimes, my company, hosts technical events more than 300 times a year? Every year, actually, from 28 years ago, we check everyone, visitors, their data, personal data, and to know who participates semiconductor, who participates mobility, and the different technology. So it's the background of these times. I just try to let you know, the top 9 tech giants, their total market value today is 24.9 trillion US dollars. From year 2018, M&O Web Service was the number one, was the first one, reached to 1 trillion. But today we have 9, but only 1 from Asia. 1 is TSMC. Now it's about 2 trillion US dollars. The rest of the companies, they're all American-based. They only design. They don't produce chips. There is a challenge. So when Mark Anderson, he mentioned about AI is eating software. Software is eating the world. Could hardware also eat AI? I doubt. Oracle laid out 30,000 employees recently? How about Amazon Web Services? And how about like Meta? Okay, the challenge is why they lay off people? Because they say we need funding, we need money to invest hardware, to invest HBM, to invest data center. There's a challenge for, because we need more power or memory in computing in the future. So there's a challenge for everyone. And can you believe, after ChatGPT, first quarter 2023, NVIDIA revenue was $7.19 billion US dollars. But last quarter, $68.1 billion US dollars. And we believe, only three years, 9.5 times revenue. Okay, the challenge is, could NVIDIA find new partner in supply chain? It's almost impossible, because quarterly basis revenue, 9.45 times, there's a big challenge. And last time when I was in Seoul, media of Korea, they asked me, because Jensen Huang is Taiwanese, and AMD, Lisa Su is Taiwanese too. Speak frankly, maybe you didn't know, we speak same dialect, Hokkien. And not only these two gentlemen or lady, but also CEO of Intel, Lip-Bu Chen, and CEO of Broadcom. We all speak same as me. We all speak dialect, Hokkien. So curious. I also like to know why the people speak Hokkien and run semiconductor business successfully. I'm not sure about that, but I knew we know each other better. Because AMD founded in 1993, same year of new management of Samsung, right? 30 years later, NVIDIA now became the number one, $5.2 trillion US market value yesterday. So they have the understanding about Taiwan. So Jensen visits Taiwan every year, 5 times at least. 5 times at least. Why? He needs to talk to his supply chain directly. So he knew Taiwan very well. Personally, I met him 3 times. So that is not difficult for us. But we need to know, here is the status. End of last year, I checked the top 50 semiconductor companies. The total market value was 13 trillion, but now it's 15.9 trillion. But as you know, 1/3 from NVIDIA, 1/3 from other American companies, 1/3 from the rest of the world. But this map shows you Taiwan market value even bigger than Korea, plus Japan, plus China, plus Europe. Can you believe? We're a small country, 23 million population only. So right approach to meet the market demand is more important than just talk. Korea, I believe one thing, Korea and Taiwan are the most successful examples over 5 decades. I mean, from 1970s, we all became the 4 dragons, one of the 4 dragons. But now, no one speaks anything about 4 dragons because we are different. But think about today, so I don't need to spend too much time to talk about that. But I believe one thing, AI is eating software. Software is eating the world. But could also, hardware also eat AI. So we are from supply chain. I mean, Korea and Taiwan, believe me. American economy supported by demand side. Taiwan and Korea supported by supply side. We are different. More than 30% of our GDP contributed by manufacturing, production. And they hire more people. They cannot be replaced within one or 2 months. Here is the data about this company of Taiwan. Last year, total revenue, 1.18 trillion US dollars, 24.9% growth rate. And now, last year, I mean 2025, 74% of Taiwan export contributed by electronics. So we are the e-country became. And can you believe last month, I mean March, just last month, Taiwan exports reached to 80 billion US dollars. I'm not sure if we can overpass Korea this year. It's all about AI server and all about your contribution. You sell your HBM to Taiwan and our scale is getting bigger and bigger. But maybe we will go to America to build AI manufacturing assembly line and or advanced chips packaging and testing in America. But it depends. So I just try to let you know. And TSMC market value surged 22 times from 2012 to today. Now it's about 2 trillion. So amazing, small country. So I believe one thing, we are a small country. That's why we focus on no competition. So I always say that Taiwan is a harmless partner. We don't hurt any other one because we just do manufacturing. And it's good for Taiwan because the most important key success factor is population density. Because more than 95% of our population live in western coast of Taiwan. And 90% of the headquarters of high-tech companies located in Hsinchu and Taipei area, 1 hour distance. Here is Samsung. Yes, can you believe? Year 2007 to 2016, there was a golden age of Samsung, mobile-driven technology and economy. But after 17 to 25, 8 years, stagnation, no growth, always kept about $200 billion. But this year, you could reach to 400 billion. And next year, 600 billion. Amazing. Now you need to think about the new policy because Samsung profit only can equal to TSMC profit this year, revenue this year. So there is a new scenario. We need to think about how we face the challenges for. So Korea huge trading surplus with Taiwan, as I mentioned, $37 billion. That is a big deal, very big deal. So how about Taiwan and Korea relationship? I'm not sure about that. I try to build a good relationship between each other. So I even invited by your government. I talked to some of the senior officials about our scenario. You know, Taiwan only has 4 countries, a neighborhood country, Korea, Japan, Vietnam, and the Philippines, right? Do you believe China will attack Taiwan? Do you believe that? Okay, you don't need to answer me. But you need to think about the possibility and the scenario once happened, how Korea faced the challenges. So I talked to my Taiwanese friend. So not only dance with wolf, you know, we need to think about how to build a coexisting, co-create, co-share, because we are only 2 countries in the world success. Believe me, Japan, Germany, France, UK, India, they all need Taiwan and plus Korea, not only Taiwan, because we need memory. So about these times, yeah, this time is not a traditional media. That's why we are okay. So we are a company, Bloomberg-like company. So I emphasize one thing, insights with speed, news, plus reports, plus financial data together. And we have a new scenario where to serve high-tech people. They like to pay us money because they are rich people. So that's my presentation. I hope you have a different perspective about in AI state. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.